we should be. Yep, we're live. We should be live. Hey, I think we're live. We're not freezing, unlike the rest of the world, I guess. But we're live. Hey guys, welcome back to another Plasticast. I'm joined here by Dawn and Megamus.
What's up?
Definitely not the temperature here.
Same.
Nope.
So how y'all liking this cold spell?
Well, it's kind of sucks.
You know, I really hate cutting grass, but I hate shoveling snow even more. And we got somewhere between 5 and 7 inches. So we got a nice. It was enough to get that workout. I got that morning workout, and I worked off my coffee. So.
But it's just been bitter cold here. Yesterday it kind of spit a little bit of snow, but nothing stuck. And I was like, if it's going to snow, it needs to snow. And then I wake up this morning and it's still freaking 11 degrees. And I'm like, what the heck's it doing outside? Nothing. I'm like, that's Missouri for you.
Let's see, what are we at right now? We are currently, and if we got nope, we're at 5. We're at 5 right now.
Is that with wind chill or just 5?
No, that's just 5. Wind chill, I think it's supposed to be like -7 or some god awful amount. I don't know. But we're at 5 degrees, and I had to get all the snow because at 5 degrees it's just going to turn to ice. Mm-hmm. So get rid of it.
Well, the good thing is, if there is a good thing to be said, y'all are used to snow. Your infrastructure can handle snow, and people relatively know how to behave in snow.
Do you know where I live?
Well, that's a joke for me, but you know.
I'm saying relatively. I'm down in Virginia, and when you hit Virginia going south, we don't know how to handle snow. Everybody panics. My wife is from West Virginia. It's the most entertaining thing for her to watch people down here handle a half an inch of snow.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I mean, for one thing, any time we have good weather and we get a little bit of rain or the temperature drops and we get snow or whatever, everyone forgets. They forget. This is just how things work. And so they drive like that. However, and Jason, you'll find this funny, it wasn't until the one time I went to Florida and I wouldn't even consider it a dusting. I would consider it like a seasoning, like you would put salt and pepper on your salad or whatever, just a little seasoning. These people lost their mind. I mean, they were like, we're shut down. I'm like, what? Really? Yeah. So I get the areas. It's just like a buddy of mine is up in Wisconsin, and I'm like, yeah, man, we got like 7 inches. We don't start talking when we're in feet. You know.
Yeah, like around here, it's mainly like inches, but usually, well, we had a really good snowstorm there right before Thanksgiving, but after that it just kind of just went away and everything went back to whatever the heck it was. And I was like, but that's Missouri weather for you. I'm telling you, like one day they'll say, oh, it's gonna be nice and sunny, and you walk outside and it's a blizzard. It's like, what the heck? Well, they can never predict what the heck's going to be right in this state.
I live in the Ohio Valley area, and they always say, well, the weather is dictated by the Ohio Valley. Well, the Ohio Valley can kiss my butt because it is the most finicky, up and down. Just wait, it's going to change, and it does. Mm-hmm. You know, and it. They were like, we were supposed to get a bunch of snow 2 days ago, and it went just below us. and like hit everyone, not us.
Yeah.
And then this last one, they're like, we could get an inch or we could get 7 inches. We got 7 inches. So, I mean, it's like, you know, it our weather has always been just wait a minute, it'll change
Yep.
because we'll go from 50 to 10 in a day. Why not? So
It's craziness.
yeah,
You know what else is crazy? Other than the weather, paying almost $1,400 for a robot. Don, would you pay $1,400 for an auto transforming robot?
No, half the fun is transforming it myself. I don't want it to do it for me.
Not even if it's like your favorite character.
There comes a time which favorite character takes a backseat to, oh my god, it's how much money? No, and I have a, er, it's what I sent you in the messaging about the Mighty Orbots Kickstarter. That's a prime example right there.
Hmm.
That there are some things that favorite character can only take me so far until the price is just like it's really, really not worth it.
So
I
how do you feel about these $1,400 transformers that do their own transforming, Megabus?
well, we've got was this is the fourth one to come out,
Fifth one.
fifth.
Hmm.
It's, there's Bumblebee, Prime, Megatron, Grimlock, and now Soundwave.
Yep.
And out of all of them, if I was going to buy any of them, it would definitely be Soundwave, one of my favorites. Um, no, no. 1,400. No, not $800. No.
I mean, I will say
Good.
they are doing early bird pricing on Soundwave, which saves you about $500. So, I
Hmm.
mean, there is that, and at least the early bird pricing is a significant enticement. If you're thinking about getting it, you can save $500. But still, it's like I'm watching this $3,000 thing on eBay, and the seller sends you an offer for $100 off.
Oh
Hmm.
boy.
Well, see, this is my thing. I like the concept of the Soundwave one out of all of them because
Absolutely.
it actually works as a Bluetooth speaker. So it's not just a figure sitting on a shelf; it's actually functional. I think
Yeah, but
that's
it's not the first
cool.
time we've had that either.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's interesting that they're actually integrating that into a auto transforming robot, but the price is not. No, no. Like that's a used car. That's a heck of a down payment on like several things, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the most expensive thing I've ever got in terms of collecting
Ugh.
was the Iron Studios Tiamat statue, which ran me because I had some money from Sideshow as rewards, and because they actually ran a sale, which the discount code applied to that. I literally was not going to get it any cheaper than that point, and that was about $1,200.
Well, let me ask you this: do you foresee any Dononomics way of you buying one of these things?
The lottery.
Okay,
But
fair enough.
but even if I won the lottery, it's like I've told my wife.
Why
There
would you
are
want?
some figures. There are some classic Transformer figures I want. I want a box Minerva. Minerva is a very, she was the first female Transformer ever produced. Even before RC. who didn't get a toy until much later. But if I had $1,000, if I had $5,000 drop out, I'm watching one on eBay right now for $5,300.
Mhm.
If I had five
Minerva?
thousand, yeah, it was in my watch list. Yeah, if I
Those
go
things
back.
went up.
Oh, they've
Yeah.
gone up
So
skyrocketing. Even the KO has.
yeah. So if I had $5,000 fall out of the sky, I would not be able to make myself pay $5,000 for it, even though technically it would be free because the money just was given to me. Because I couldn't enjoy it knowing I spent that much, even if it was free, because it wasn't money out of my pocket. When the thing is a photo degradation waiting to happen, even in the box, even in every kind of potential dark environment, throw it in a closet, put it under a sheet, whatever. You open it up one day and it's completely smoke colored, just because of the age and the plastic uh, chemical composition. This Robeson stuff, it looks great. Would I like to have it on the shelf? Yeah, but Brian brought up a very good point with some of this earlier when Robinson first started getting to be a thing. This technology will soon be outdated. Maybe not next year, maybe not year after, maybe 5 years. Sooner or later, these things won't update,
Hmm.
and these things will not work. And whatever mode it's in, that's the mode it will stay in for the rest of its existence.
Do you remember the iPod Prime?
Yep.
Yeah, he had a trailer that had speakers, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Right.
It was an
And then
iPod
and then
though.
Yeah.
they did, oh, what was it? The music
Music label.
Soundwave
Yeah, device
music
label,
label.
Soundwave was a Bluetooth player.
Okay, all
Rumble
those things.
Frenzy were the headphones.
Right, but all those things they're obsolete.
Oh yeah,
So what you're saying, 100% sure.
Hmm.
You can bet your money on it. If you don't think that this thing's brand new, latest technology, well, guess what? Those were back then,
yeah.
and
I
they're
mean,
obsolete.
I'm sure as each one has come out, there's been improvements made to the technology inside that will allow for further updates for operation. But sooner or later, you're going to hit that point of obsolescence in which it just can't do anymore.
Well, I mean that's with all. I mean, look at video games. I
Hmm.
mean, there's still a market for old TVs because of video games.
Right.
Do you know the
I have a
reason? Do you know the biggest
yeah,
reason why people need a CRT TV for video
because
games?
old retro games look terrible on a flat screen.
It's not just that. Light gun technology for your zappers does not work on anything that isn't a CRT because it's actually built into the game. What happens? It's kind of technical, but what happens is whenever you fire the little gun, it the screen flashes so fast you don't see it, but it actually puts like a dot on the the grid or whatever it's got for the game to find out where you actually hit it or not if you pointed the light gun correctly. It's the same thing with remote controls for your television. If you ever cover up the IR thing on it, you can't touch. Like if you cover up the tip, it won't do anything for your television. But when you take your hand off, it does. It's the
This is line
same
of sight.
style technology, but it's a
Look at all
technology that they have not been able to reactively build into newer TVs. It just doesn't work.
yeah, look at Captain Power,
Mm-hmm.
Soldiers of the Future. They will still
Excellent
work.
example.
Yeah,
Excellent
they
example.
will they will still work on a CRT television. They will not work on a flat screen. So if you have, you know, those toys and everything, you can't actually play with them or display them or whatever the case may be. So newer, I guess what I'm going to say is I like technology, but I don't get excited about it anymore because I know there's planned obsolescence either built in by the manufacturer or it'll become obsolete because just by the nature of technology now
Sure.
moves faster, quicker, if that makes any sense,
Hmm.
than it used to.
Yeah, it does. Like I for years, pretty close to 10 years, worked at an electronics store before I went into the service, and I saw how VCRs went down to dirt cheap because of DVD players. DVD players came out, and then you had the DVD VCR combos that was like a big deal. But then also
Heck yeah, I
saw,
had one of those.
yeah, and then they
I still
had them
do.
where you actually had a hard drive in them, so you can actually record your VHS onto a hard drive, so it was digital, so you can actually transfer it to a DVD. Like there were different styles that they had. All that technology did not last, but maybe 3 to 4 years between that. It was a special type of technology that was kind of a transitional period. The same thing happened with like big screen televisions. They went down to, instead of your rear projection, they went to what's called DLP, which was digital light projector, which actually did just only use one bulb versus three.
It
That
went on a weight
technology,
loss too.
yeah, it went on a weight loss too. It's very small. It was a lot thinner, a lot lighter, but they didn't last long because plasma and LCD technology took off not long after that. And that's where it literally caused everything to be a little thin thing that you stick on a wall now. And that's
Back
just
in
transition in about a 10-year period.
back in the 80s, if you got one of those big rear projection screen TVs, where you put it in the house, you move the furniture around the TV, not the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
I sold,
You moved it, it stayed.
I sold floor model RCA projection televisions when I was at Service Merchandise, and you had to know exactly where you were going to put it because the location in the room, like you said, dictated where you sat to be able to watch it.
Well, that and you didn't want
Yeah.
to move it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a lot of it dealt with how bright your room was. A lot of
Right.
people didn't
And it was
have a
the
home
shadows and
theater.
everything.
So if they had windows, then you have to either get blackout curtains or position the television in such a way. If they had other audio equipment back then, they literally had like a cabinet that would go all the way around it that would hold like all your electronic equipment for like your surround sound, the VCR, all that stuff, because the television itself didn't actually have room built into it to be able to put those components. It was on the outside of it. Or if you wanted to, you could set them on the top if it was actually deep enough. Not all these TVs were deep enough for you to be able to set electronics on the
Yeah.
top safely.
Uh, Funny story. I sold an RCA flat screen projection television with the fake wood grain cabinet and all that to a customer back in the day. They came in a Fiat and told me, "Let's put the TV on the roof and tie it down."
Squish.
I said, "Sir, the TV weighs more than your car.
Yep.
We literally cannot lift this television up to put it on top of your car." And he said, "Well, we got a couple miles to go." I said, "Sir, we literally cannot lift this TV and put it up on your car. We don't have enough twine to hold this thing down." He says, "Well, how am I supposed to get it home?" "You're going to have to go rent a U-Haul and take it home." And he did. That's how big they were.
We, where I worked, we actually had a delivery service that did that. But we had a guy come in one time and he was like, "Oh, I'll just put it in the back of my pickup truck, you know." So we had him pull around back. We had him load it up onto the back of the truck. We're like, "You have anything tied down?" Because we did not provide stuff to tie things down because it was a liability. So they were like, "Oh, no, no, don't worry about it." The dude was already being a jerk to the salesman and all this stuff. He pulled about 5 feet out into this traffic, turned, the whole thing flipped and flew right out of the back of his truck, right onto the road. And then he tried to turn around and come back and yell at us about it. And we're like, dude, we can't provide tie down stuff. There's a Target right there. You could have walked right over there and bought rope. You're the one
Yeah.
that decided to spend $2,500 on a television, but you didn't want to pay the $150 delivery fee.
Yeah.
Or 50 cents for rope.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
So-
hilarious.
So what it comes down to for this Robeson stuff,
Mhm.
I applaud the technology. I think for the high end collector, these are extremely interesting pieces. I think that for a while they will be centerpieces of somebody's collection. But I also think they will become obsolete probably a little faster than what a lot of people are thinking, as far as either the technology not being able to be updated or something newer, better from Robeson or maybe someone else that does it, because we're at the beginning of the learning curve on this stuff. Like we were saying, with when VCRs first came out, they were hundreds and hundreds of dollars. When DVD players came out, it was the same thing. When satellite television, because I started selling those. I was the only retailer in our area that had RCA Direct with satellite with small satellite dishes.
Mhm.
And then the technology gets cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So sooner or later, someone else is going to be doing the Robinson thing a lot cheaper because of the learning curve is there. So more people may jump into it then. But I'm thinking, if you like it, enjoy it, but have expectations on obsolescence coming sooner or later.
Let me ask you this, because I'm not 100% familiar with it, but the first one to come out was Bumblebee, right?
No, Optimus.
Optimus.
Optimus was.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's this. It's a little confusing because there's several versions of Optimus,
There was like
and
2 sizes. They made like the regular size one that came out was the first style. Then they turned around later on and released another one that was smaller and cheaper. That is the same toy. It's just shrunk down. Does everything that the other one does.
Well, let me ask you this. From the first one they did to the one they did now, are there any changes that you can tell that they've progressed, that there is
I would
signs
say
that it's different? Because you're talking about being obsolete. If they're already starting to make changes, that should tell you.
probably the inner technology dealing with like the motors and stuff is probably different.
Well, I don't. Were
Externally,
the
when
first
you
one?
look at them, they're
Well, were the first ones controlled by your phone? The very first
you
ones
can do both. They
on
had
the
an
first
option
one.
to do both. Like it
Okay, because
would-
I know that they're really pushing hard on the sound wave about all of this stuff it can do. I just didn't know if the first ones they made can do all that.
Yeah, they can. It's an application that you put on your phone to allow you to transform it, tell it to do certain different sequences, like if you wanted it to fight, if you wanted to like say greetings or anything like that. That is across the board on all of them. But I'm with Don on this. I know how technology is. I give that about 5 years into the future. That either A, the app may go away, or B, it'll be updated to the point that it doesn't work correctly with the first release stuff. Because
Well,
they're bad.
Like I
about
said, I
support.
didn't know if they'd already started doing that. Was my question.
Yeah, I don't know for sure.
Then why the hell are they trying to get $1,400 for these things? I remember when they were $800.
That's the big question I got, because when you look at
I don't understand
the
it.
sale that they have right now, like Don pointed out, they're already doing a early bird sale. How much money do y'all think they really have invested in this when this thing is $1,000?
I remember
early
I
bird.
remember at BlogCon when Grimlock came out, and they were like $700 or $800. Now you're telling me
Grimlock
this thing's almost twice as much?
Grimlock was never that cheap.
No.
Yeah,
Grimlock clocked in at $1,000 plus.
They had Prime and
Initially.
they had Grimlock.
Yeah, but Prime they did come out with a cheaper Prime, but Grimlock started out around 1,000 like Soundwave.
That's insane.
And he still
Yeah.
is, from what I've seen.
Now,
So I guess my other question would be, do you see any collectability in these simply by the limited number that are made if less people are buying them now? See what I'm saying?
anything is collectible. The thing is anyone going to want these things 10 to 15 years down the road if
If they're obsolete. Right.
if they're obsolete, if they don't work, if they can't be made to work, or if the learning curve has got to the point where there is the new version of this from Robeson or someone else that is like, it's sort of like third party. Okay? If you look at third party nowadays, we have the Devastator Wars going on again. We have 3 Masterpiece Devastators running concurrently from 3 different companies. This has happened before. But if you go back and you look at Hercules, who was the first third-party Devastator, yes, it still has a certain level of charm. A lot of people still like that. And I'm going to borrow a term from Bobby Skullface, chugster piece. It's a classics Henkai universe generations kind of styling, but more for like a masterpiece for that format. If you look at it that way, which I do like. So you've got like masterpiece versions of that styling, but it is incredibly outshone by the stuff we got last time from, say, Generation Toy or Toy World, or this time you've got Fans Toys, X-Trans Box, and Mastermind Creations, I think, are all doing Devastators. So yeah, that Devastator has been replaced twice over because of the Devastator Wars. So is anyone really going to want to look at Hercules for their masterpiece shelf with the design of the time and what it was shooting for at the time? Is the same thing for the Robeson. Is anyone going to want these Robeson figures 10 to 15 years down the road because the new next hotness will have already have probably happened? That's the problem. Every couple of years we get the new better version of this, and it's like, okay, I'm take a current example. Hasbro Seekers.
I
Okay.
was about to bring up the Seekers, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you go ahead, Bless. You go ahead, since you already.
What I was going to say is literally what you're saying. The next best thing. Like when.
Well, the next better thing.
The next better thing. Because, like, when they did the Classic Seeker, a lot of us loved that Classic Seeker mold.
Still do.
Still do. It's still a phenomenal mold to today. But it wasn't accurate enough for some people, so they keep recycling the same thing over and over and over again. If you look at the way this Robosen Optimus transforms, he transforms okay, but if you look at the truck mode and the way it actually looks, it looks kind of jank. Not gonna lie, it doesn't look like a masterpiece style thing. But if you put it next to the way Grimlock looks, Grimlock almost transforms just like the original toy, which is insane. And it actually looks good. So they learned a lesson there. But the question is that first run Optimus and smaller second run Optimus going to be worth it, that they have to turn around and maybe remake another Optimus later because somebody wanted something that looked cooler? It's not going to hold the same value. There may be a charm, like you're saying, but I honestly see, like, the people that are probably going to be jumping on this boat with the Robosen stuff are guys that are into actual robotics, that actually like robots themselves, not necessarily Optimus Prime, but something that's actually a robot toy. Like we grew up in the 80s with how many different kind of Tomy robots that came out that were radio controlled. You could um, program it with like cassettes. You could program it with a remote control. You probably remember like the Omnibots.
Mm-hmm.
The Omnibot 2000 is very, very, very popular because of its style, because it was seen in so many sitcoms and stuff back in the day. Because it was an interesting looking robot. We thought that was going to be the future in robotics. Fast forward to today, and now you've got Optimus Prime that transforms and does his own thing. Same thing with Megatron. But, like you're saying, collectability, honestly, I don't see anybody going to be able to leave that Optimus Prime in robot mode because, from what I've been told, if you turn off the whole thing, it literally will fall over in robot mode.
Yeah.
You have to display it in truck mode if you have it sitting on a shelf.
Yeah.
And it doesn't
I'm
hold
gonna go
together
with
very well. It sags because of the servos.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to bring up another. This one's a little. I'm not familiar with the line as much, but Web Diver
Oh
to
yeah.
me is very similar to this because it came out. It was a toy line. It had a built-in video game playing. It had a video game built into the toy you could plug into the television. But is anyone going to be buying those toys now because of that video game if you can even still play it?
I don't know
So,
exactly how those games worked. I don't know if they were built in like the little cheap like I don't know. You remember seeing like the cheap little Atari joysticks like in the like early 2000s? You plug into your computer or you plug into your television. You can just play like Pac-Man on or whatever. I don't know if it's built in like that. Somebody that knows could tell us, but I remember Web Diver because I thought it was very interesting because it kind of reminded me a little bit of Brave because they had this train guy that kind of
yeah,
looked like that. And I know they got like a
yeah,
battleship or something, not a battleship, but like a pirate ship or something in there
yeah.
too, which I thought was cool. But it's a transformer that you have to transform, but it's got a video game built into it, which is kind of strange,
Again, it's like
but cool.
the technology at the time that was new and exciting is now old, possibly obsolete, and doesn't really make someone go and say, "I really want to play that game again, so I'm going to buy an old Web Diver toy." No, you're buying the toys for the toy part, not the game. The Robeson stuff is impressive, and I will give them complete and total credit for creating something that intricate. But I will say, to me, it's kind of a one-trick pony. So, that's I think if you like, again, if you like it, you win. If you want to collect it, collect it. It's like right now. Let me look at something real quick. Before
Okay.
okay. Right now, Entertainment Earth has a sale going on, and there are 2 Robeson figures in stock.
Which ones are they?
And I was seeing, I was there's a sale going on, buy one get one off on action figures. I thought the Robeson was part of that, and maybe not. Maybe go ahead. Let me check them real quick.
So, what else would you have to say about this? Like
Yeah,
when it comes to, yeah, go ahead.
yeah. So if you buy the Grimlock right now for $1,700, and you would get the Bumblebee at half off, which would be $6.55. So you could do that,
Well,
but but these toys can only be shipped. Again, I'm not. This is not me blaming Entertainment Earth. This is not that. I'm just saying, even with the best possible thing of getting one of them at half off, so you're really getting Bumblebee and Grimlock for around $2,000, give or take. Well, give or take. No, I'm sorry, about $2,300. You have to use the upgraded shipping, which is $800 for the shipping. So
well,
for those two figures, you're looking at this is the best deal you could possibly get, legitimately, getting one half off. You're looking at $3,254.54 for two Grimlock and Bumblebee.
That's just, ugh.
So again, this is the level. This is made for a collector that I don't know. I know people that have bought Optimus, one or the other, one version or the other. I don't know anyone that actually collects this line like we would collect the main line.
got to catch them all.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
No, so I'm saying those type of people.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I don't know, but
yeah,
I sit there and think back to Unicron and how expensive that was, and everyone was griping about that, and how big it is. But there's
yeah.
people
But
that
but
collect
look at the aftermarket on that.
correct.
But
So
there
then,
is no.
but there's no expiration date on that.
Yeah, there's no
These have an
obsolescence.
expiration date, so
I mean, the only obsolescence is time and plastic chemical composition.
true.
Well, another thing that a lot of people probably don't think about when it comes to this stuff is the longevity of the batteries and how hard it could be to get those specific batteries that these use.
I don't know. Are those rechargeable batteries?
Yeah, they're rechargeable, but the
Are
question
they
is,
replaceable?
there's a good question. And if they are, how hard are they to acquire?
Correct.
Because I don't know about you
And
guys.
can they even be replaced?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Are they replaceable? I don't know.
I would hope so for the price. Because I sit here and I think about this as like, you guys, we all grew up during the age of the camcorder, you know. Some of us have probably tried to use a camcorder many, many, many years after they had been off the market and the battery doesn't hold a charge. Good luck finding a battery for it. This is kind of the same thing, I think. You know, like I personally think here in the future there won't be batteries that
Well,
fit in these, or
this
like you
this
said,
is
accessible.
this is different, but same.
Yeah,
This is gonna be way off topic, but I'll swing around.
go for it.
Um, Makita makes drills, cordless drills, and I love them. But they are about 3 years, and then you can't find the batteries for them. And so then when the battery finally gets to where it won't hold a charge, you've got a big lump of junk. Can't do anything with it. That's what I'm talking about. It might even we might not even be talking about the technology, but the batteries that they use in and of themselves may no longer be available. Just as simple as that Makita drill that's worthless now.
Yeah, like I was surprised because the other day I was looking up batteries for my Dremel because I have a cordless Dremel, and I was actually surprised to find replacement batteries on eBay. I was very surprised to find them, and I had this Dremel for 15 years now. Kind of crazy. They still make batteries for
Yeah,
this thing, but
I have a first generation one. I wonder if I still have am able to get a battery for it.
Possibly. I mean, I've found that when it comes to trying to find batteries for any of this technology, a lot of times I go to eBay. Like my older Nikon camera, I bought a couple of batteries off of eBay for it because I could find them there relatively, affordable instead of going to B&H for actual batteries for them that are really expensive. But the thing is, like you're saying, are they going to ever be available? Like, especially at the state of the world the way things are, with the RAM crisis. I don't know if you know about the RAM crisis dealing with computers right now. It's insane. Obsolescence is actually built into all this stuff. And when that battery goes, what are you going to do with it? At least with Triptychon, your G1, you can just swap out the batteries in it if the contacts haven't rusted away, if you weren't silly enough to leave your batteries in them from to explode. That thing will last till they quit ever making. Was it C batteries for that one, if I'm not mistaken, or is it D?
I
Can't
think
remember.
it was C
Those
cells.
are
I think it was
C's.
C cells. They still
Those are
Yeah,
make
but they
C's.
C
still make
cells.
them.
D cells are getting harder to find. They're kind of really getting away from the D cells, but they still make them. They still manufacture them. But these rechargeable batteries, they're a specialized brick that fit in a certain type of plug, a certain kind of socket. Doesn't matter what the heck kind of technology it is. Like your cell phones nowadays, they don't have swappable batteries. They used to. Same thing with my GPS. My GPS, I can't swap out a battery on unless I go get a special battery that plugs in. And I literally have to unscrew a bunch of stuff, take the whole thing apart to replace the entire battery. That's my question: is you guys ready to roll up your sleeves and get out your little precision screwdrivers and not be biting your nails trying to pick this thing apart just to swap out a battery on them? That's a good question. That's like you said. Are they replaceable? I don't know. I haven't
Well,
ever owned one. So
are they replaceable, and are they meant to be replaced? Because
okay.
even like video games, older video games, they weren't meant to be replaced, but you can take them apart and replace batteries.
Mm-hmm.
That's just another thing. What do you have to do? Well, it's not just unscrew and take off a cover. And you might have to take the whole thing apart just to get to the battery to replace it. You may have to solder it. It may not be a plug.
Yep.
Who knows? I don't know.
There are a lot of like older, because I follow a lot of guys who do like older computer technology, and some
Mm-hmm.
of the computer technology from back in the 80s, they had batteries in them, but the batteries are soldered in. You have to know how to unsolder. That's a whole skill set in itself. If you don't know what you're doing there, I wouldn't want to touch them with a 10-foot pole. I personally do know how to do it, but I know some people that are even afraid to try to fix a joint on their transformer, let alone want to take a screwdriver to completely dismantle
It's
something
funny
just
because
to fix it.
you're talking about old video games. I used to work on those, and it was actually easier to swap out a board than it was to replace the battery. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just easier.
Well, a lot of that solid state engineering that they did back then was all like literally soldered in and meant for, like you said, like a whole board replacement because at the time it was cheaper.
That's how they sold them. They
Yeah,
sold them as a board. They're gonna. Yeah, I'm not here to replace it. No, you just buy a new one.
yeah. And now the
And a lot of
technology,
that was by design.
and
So
now
who
the
knows?
technology is it's gone to crap. Throw it in the trash and buy a new one. And I'm
Right.
like, why? Like I wouldn't want to spend, even with the discount, $1,000 on a sound wave that I don't know if I could replace the batteries in, or if something does go haywire with it here in 10 years, I now have a paperweight that can't do
What?
anything.
And then here's a little food for thought. What's the quality been like? Have they been having issues? And if they've had issues, have they uh, rectified that, or have they made it worse? Did they fix the problem, or did you get blown off? I mean, I don't know.
I have no idea. Don, do you know? Because you said you have a few friends of yours that have them.
Yeah, I know that they bought one and they liked it, but they haven't bought any more. But I haven't heard anything other than just, hey, I've got it and it's neat.
Right.
There's that. I think it just boils down to that. Again, this is going to be a level of collectible that is outside most people that I know collecting it on a regular basis. So that would be basically it's outside my pay grade on knowing what the overall thoughts are, because it's not something I would even think about doing.
Right, but and also aside from initial release, longevity, you don't know yet.
Exactly.
So,
Especially what the Prime has rubber tires, right?
Yeah.
We all know what happens to rubber in like 15 to
RID.
20 years. Yeah, we all know how that works. I mean, there's so many toys we've had in the past that have literally yellowed too, just on its own because of the quality of plastic. Been happening with blue plastic. Been happening with all different colors of plastic now, not just white. So that could end up happening to this thing that you paid, you know, $1,500 on. I think you should take the $1,500 and invest it in a transformer you really want that
I get
doesn't
I get
auto
I can
transform.
pay my mortgage this month, or I can get a transformer.
So
Priorities,
again, it just
credit cards.
yeah. Again, just to sort of put a bow on this thing, no pun intended.
Giggity.
If you like it and you can afford it and you're willing to accept that, probably sooner or later this thing is just not going to work anymore. And enjoy it while you can and have it in your collection. But go in knowing that it's a technology thing, and Transformers and technology, we've gone from web diver and we've gone from device label and all of that stuff, and look at it now. It's cool because I didn't get it then and I just wanted to have it, like that USB hub, that blaster USB hub.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
would still work,
Yeah,
probably.
that and the
But
Triptychon mouse.
yeah, or the Grimlock mouse, yeah.
Yeah, the
But I
Grimlock
mean,
Triptychon mouse.
but everything else is just like the technology is so old and has been replaced. You're not buying it for the technology. You're buying it for it, what it represents for that point in time as a Transformer fan. You're not buying it because it's Soundwave the Bluetooth player. Because if you want a Bluetooth player, you'll get something that's much better than that at this point.
Yeah, like, I mean, to be honest, I can guarantee you that Bluetooth player probably doesn't sound any better than this. I got this for like, I think this was like $35 at Walmart, and it's just a Bluetooth, and it also has a radio in it. And this is probably about the. I would say this is probably close to the size of that Soundwave, maybe a little bigger. But it's not going to be something that's going to like last long. Like, I'm always kind of people that if I buy technology like this, I know it's going to have a very limited time, a limited shelf life, especially nowadays. When it comes to Transformers, I don't want to put a label on something like that, especially like think about this. We talked about like, what happens to your collection after you're gone. You know, you're no longer with us anymore. What are your kids going to do with a $1,500 Soundwave that they have no idea how it even works because the technology is out of date?
Yeah, it's gonna wind up going to a yard sale or an estate auction, and it will sell for $20.
If that, it might just end up. Let's like it can go in the donation bin. It goes to Savers or thrift shop or whatever else. Just saying. I know this is a lot of nagging on this style, but I mean, to be honest, I think it's really kind of silly to spend that kind of money, I think, on that type of toy. I can understand if you're paying that on like a mint in box Grand Max, because that's going to hold its value. But something like this, I could see the value kind of going down, especially if you're one of those guys that double dips and buys two of them to try to flip one. That's probably not going to work very well for you either on these. Just saying.
Yep.
That's just my 2 cents on that. But anyway, I think we beat this entire topic down.
Let's go on to something fun,
Yeah,
uplifting.
something very uplifting. It's the season for us all to be kind of cold and chilly, since we were talking about the weather earlier. Name the first Transformer to mine when it comes to snow.
I already named mine, so I'll wait.
Tigertron.
Tigertron would have been my first, but I actually thought of this one first. Iceberg. Icebird with a D.
The mutant.
Mutant.
The maximal mutant.
The mutant.
Well, not the maximal.
Snowbird.
The mutant.
Yep. The Snowbird.
And on behalf of Sideburn, since he's out chasing the red cars, Snowcat.
He said Snowcat.
And I agree with him, because Snowcat's the first one that comes to my brain. Not just, I'm a big fan of G.I. Joe also, because that thing is absolutely the G.I. Joe toy turned into a robot.
And
And it's amazing because he actually has skis. So he's designed to actually be a snow vehicle.
mm-hmm.
What about Polar Claw?
I had him on my list too.
Yeah.
Polar Claw.
Mhm.
I have a few others too. I'm seeing if
I do
anyone
too.
else can grab them. Go for it. See if you're on my list.
Break.
I have him.
Iceberg, the Minicon.
Couldn't find minicons where it actually said polar or winter or Arctic. That's what I was running into.
Yeah, there was an Iceberg Minicon who was a little snow plow.
Okay.
The Calcitrite, the recent add-on to the Tigertron, to the Thundertron set. He's ice colored.
Well,
The rock car weaponizer.
I got one I know
Okay.
you guys probably completely forgot about.
well, I've got one that if anyone gets it, I'll be impressed.
Ice Pick.
Ice pick from the Reveal the Shield.
No.
You're talking about from
Power
the
Core Combiners.
A Power Core Combiners,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was one in Reveal the
Snowplow.
Yeah, there was one in Reveal the Shield. I thought that was a.
I believe there is one too. Let's see here. There was also a Dark of the Moon one. Sergeant Chaos and Ice Pick, which
Right,
was
yeah, that's
a
what I was thinking.
Human Alliance figure that actually turned into a snowmobile. I completely forgot about that one because I cheated. I looked it up.
This one I had to look up just to make sure.
Which one's that?
You ready for this?
Go for it.
Gimlet.
Gimlet. Is that a
Gimlet was.
Minicon?
Nope, he was one of the three that made Tropedicus,
Oh,
Japan. And he is actually polar operative, even though he is bright red.
So which part of Tropedicus was he?
The lobster.
Oh my
That
gosh,
makes sense.
I didn't even know that, but that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Wasn't he recolored as blue though? At one time.
So in the
Yeah,
U.S.
he was a
version,
rock
he
concert.
had like a purplish gray.
Yeah.
but in Japan it was bright red.
Okay.
And
That's
he
a
is listed as the polar operative.
interesting.
And that's pretty much all I got of the ones I can think of.
Yeah,
Well, I did have one. I have one that's in my opinion, and that is the camo Megatron. Because to me, having the white and the gray was more of a winter camo than it would have been as the what was it, urban,
yeah. You're talking about
like
the tiger
Ruination.
striped one, right?
Correct, like the one
The
the
GT.
prototype version that they came out with. Yes,
Mhm.
and I don't think that that's an urban because if you look at the urban Ruination, that's got more of darker colors, grays, and
See that urban ruination. I always thought that was more of an Arctic scheme. I always thought like
it,
the urban one would be more
I
or
did too.
less
And by the
like
way, it's probably the best repaint they've ever made of that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
That
like the
is,
yeah,
tiger.
it
I
is.
always like the tiger striped one. The
oh, I
the
hated that
desert
one.
one. I love
Yeah,
that one. I don't know what it was.
I
I
call that
love,
cheddar.
I
I
love
call
the
that
white.
cheddar cheese ruination.
Ugh, yeah.
Yeah, but like, I'm trying to think of like other ones that. I mean, there is the Power Core Combiner snowplow drone. I guess you can count him. He doesn't actually have a name,
Well,
but it was
the
one of
thing
the
is
drones.
I wasn't really counting. I wasn't really counting alternate vehicles as opposed to functions,
Yeah, I was thinking
which
alternate
is why I was really
vehicles.
blown away by a red lobster would be the polar operative, but that's what they gave him. So
I'm just trying to think like in G1, like who in
none. I
G1
couldn't think of
was.
not one. I looked. I even went and just was like, maybe I'm missing something. And I went through my G1. No, not that I can remember. Not that I could find.
I
Now
mean,
the problem is with the MicroMasters and all that. It might be somewhere in their tech spec where it talks about that. And I'm missing that, so that is possible.
that's what I was about
But
to ask.
I couldn't even find like a 100%. This is a winter vehicle in G1 that I could think of.
I don't know. Like that's a good question. I really don't even have an answer on that. Like anybody listening and such, make sure you throw comments on there and let us know if you know of one that we're not thinking of. But I cannot think of any
I,
Micromasters that were.
there has to be. There has to be. And I'm just not getting it. There has to be.
Yeah, I don't think there were any that were snow vehicles in G1. I mean, I
Well,
can
then
see.
shame on them. They should have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why couldn't somebody turned into a snowplow? Like, just one. You didn't have to be like crazy with it. It could have just been a Micromaster who did it. But I don't think any Micromasters did that either.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm really going to mess people up now. Give me a minute. I'm gonna look something up. Just to add salt to the wound that they did not make a vehicle specifically for winter, which I don't think they did in G1.
Mm-mm. Not that I can think of at all. Unless they're going to count like boats or
No, no. I
construction
mean,
equipment or something.
straight up, you're like, that's for snow removal. Or,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Wow. So for the heck of it, I
Okay.
thought, I wonder if there's any vintage GoBots.
Hmm.
No,
There isn't?
no. I'm
Wow.
looking at the full list. The closest thing would be Smallfoot, but that was just a 4x4 pickup truck.
Now we could sit here and say, oh, if it's a 4x4 pickup truck, it's a winter vehicle. Well, I could say that about Trailbreaker.
Right. So I mean, no. I thought for sure. Oh, I guarantee there's one that had like a snowplow. No,
None of them.
not that I can see. Heck, they even got a dump truck, a garbage truck,
Mm-hmm.
Fly trap.
Yep.
but they don't have one for the snow.
Same thing with Dive. I mean, he's a submarine.
It's a sub.
That's probably the closest thing that would even touch ice. Would be it. That or
I'm
Man-O-War, because he's a
just going to
battleship.
go without a doubt and say that they did not. They didn't think about the Arctic weather.
Mm-mm.
Shame.
It's kind of crazy. Now you really
Which is
think
weird
about
because
this.
if you look at G1, they have like Jungle Trooper, and they have this, but they even have a desert, but no Arctic.
That is really strange. Like, I don't think anybody back then really thought kids wanted to mess with something that was a snowplow.
Listen, if you're out in the snow, why wouldn't you play with your Transformers? Come on now.
Yeah, like who's clearing the way? You can't tell me you're. What'd you do? Take some card stock and glue it to the front of Optimus Prime and say he's pushing all the snow away?
Yeah, you just got out your Hot Wheels that had snow plows, and they paved the way.
Dude, even Hot Wheels had snow plows. That's the thing.
Yep. Sure
Like
did.
Hot Wheels and Matchbox both had snow plows. What the heck, man?
Now, see, I could go out on a limb.
Opportunity.
I could go out on a limb and say, technically, the whole origins of Jetfire included the Arctic and ice, but that's not what it was designed for.
No, it was frozen in ice, so he obviously wasn't designed for it.
Right. However, believe it or not, when we were talking about snow in winter, he was the first one I thought of, just because of his origin and in the cartoon and all that. It's just, I was like, yeah, but that's not right. that's what I remember, but that's not right.
I mean, to be honest, the only thing close to a plow we had in G1 was Bone Crusher.
I got one y'all may not have thought of.
Who?
Animated Sentinel Prime.
I was thinking of him.
Yeah.
100% was thinking of him, and I was getting ready to look it up to see what they
Was he?
classify him as.
I want to
Yeah,
say
he has a
wasn't-
snowplow.
Yeah, he wasn't he like pretty much like the first snowplow?
Let's see, where is he?
Or was
'Cause I was
it
thinking-
oh, who the heck is it? It's an Energon figure I'm trying to think of. Is he Energon or Cybertron?
Sentinel is
It
classified.
was a semi truck that actually had a plow on the front.
No, I mean he's classified as an elite commander, but he was a snowplow.
This is I'm just like so baffled by this right now because this is kind of I'm trying to remember the name of this one in particular. Okay, there was Scooter Brain or Scotterbrain, which was a Minicon.
For what?
I think this was Energon.
What was his name?
Scotterbrain, SC
Scatter?
Scatterbrain. Yeah, I guess Scatterbrain. Yeah,
There's one called Scatter.
yeah.
Let's see what Scatter looks like.
Oh,
that
Landmine.
became the
I was
that
thinking
became
of
the end.
Landmine. That was the one I was trying to think of. The Commander class one from Energon. The big silver
Oh, yeah.
truck that's got the huge
Yeah,
plow
it
on the
became
front.
oh, they used that mold. couple times.
They used it for a BotCon, and I can't remember exactly which one it
Yeah,
was.
Flack, not Flack.
It wasn't Flack. I think he was with Flack. He might have been boxed with Flack in that set.
Let me see. Land Shark.
That's it.
That's it.
Land Shark.
And his repaint landmine.
Hmm?
There's Landmine, and then they did it in Energon as Landquake,
And then Land Shark was the bot.
and then Land Shark was the BotCon. Yeah.
Oh, Jay, when you said landmine, I thought you meant the Pretender landmine is what I was thinking. So I didn't mean to repeat that.
No, because it seriously said the name. I remember the snowplow, but yeah, that is. I don't know what else they'd be moving other than snow. So
I mean, he's got a huge crane on the back, so I mean, maybe he's mainly a more maintenance kind of snowplow. But
they didn't list. I'd have to see. Does it have the bio, the tech spec? Let me see. All right, hang on. No. It just says a crane platform. And he has a brute mode.
yeah.
Which is when he does the exoskeleton pop on top. It doesn't mention it just mentions him as being a soldier.
Maybe he's more of a bomb disposal vehicle than.
Could be, but I would go with it. That looks like a snowplow to me.
I mean, that's the first thing that comes to mind when I saw him was he's a huge snowplow because he has tracks in the back. So I figure that's what it was used for. But if it is for bomb disposal, I guess it makes sense of why they had the
I
crane.
just remember when I first saw that one and I saw that the little exo thing popped on there and everything, I had like Sigourney Weaver flashbacks all over again. Sorry, but that's what it was.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think it's kind of cool. I like an exoskeleton or something for my little robots to jump into to make it like a larger thing. I just think it's great. Something I just enjoy.
It's all just one big updated version of the power suit from GoBots.
Yep, it is.
Yep. Everything goes back to GoBots.
GoBots were first.
Yep. You guys can argue to the cows come home. That's not going to ever change.
Latest.
But yeah, I just think it's really strange that they don't do very many Arctic Transformers. They really
They also don't do very many, basically sea-based Transformers.
Yeah, but there's more. There's definitely more sea-based.
Yeah, but I mean, compared to
I mean,
cars and planes and stuff.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, if you go back, Sea Spray, Broadside. I'm sure there's more. Those are the first ones that pop into my head.
And you can't count the Autobots that got those
The skis.
jet ski upgrades. You can't.
No, you cannot. Just like I'm sorry, but they don't fly. You have to have Sideswipe's jetpack.
Yep.
It's what made him unique. I don't care what happened in the first show.
Now I swear there's some animation models after that show Prime still wearing that thing.
I think he stole it. I'm sorry, he acquired it.
We never saw him give it back, so.
Yeah, he secret borrowed it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think the closest thing that I can find to our GoBots G1 era was the snowplow that was made by Remco and the Zybots.
Yes.
Yeah, but Zybots weren't GoBots.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. This is the closest thing we could have got when we were a kid, right here.
Okay, so Zybots did it first.
Zybots did it first, guys. Hate on Zybots all you want.
That's nothing other than a snowplow right there.
That's all it does. This is literally designed just like the vehicles they use in Alaska to get around. Why do they do it? Because it's got a plow and it's got tracks and it's got plenty of stuff on the back, so that way they can throw salt or whatever the heck they need. So this is 100% a snowplow.
There you go.
And he has a very charming robot mode. That's all I have to say. Like I kind of dig his robot mode. It's doofy and I like it.
It's like a block.
Yeah, it's a block, but that's okay because we like blocks. I mean, some of us do. I personally do. I think they're pretty great. But you know.
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, I was really digging because I was like, I know there's something around that era that was a snowplow, and I was like, it turns out it was a Zybot. Because I was sitting there thinking, I was like, didn't Machine Robo have one? I was like, no, guess they didn't.
No, not that I could find. The website I was looking on looks at both Machine Robo and GoBots at the same time.
And I'm like, no, literally, it is Remco you had to thank for our very first dive into a transforming snowplow.
Knockoff of a knockoff.
Yep. But I'm okay with that because it's cool. We like knockoffs around here. At least most of us do.
And GoBots were first.
Yes. 100%. So, what's next? Us trying to talk about what's going to be the, like, I don't know, why don't we have like a transforming Zeppelin next?
I think that's just full of hot air.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to bet somewhere they did.
Well, there is one. It's in Hearts of Steel.
Yeah.
But they never actually made a toy of it.
You know, what was that? Was that Blitzwing?
I think so.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's the opportunity right there, guys. It's literally right there, drawn for you guys to turn it into this thing, and you haven't done it yet. When? Like, Zeppelin's probably the only thing I haven't seen Transformers do. Like, I think it's literally the only thing. I have not seen an airship. Because we've had biplanes. The GoBots had, what was it, the seaplane? I can't remember his name. I'm sure you remember his name, Brett. The one with the little pontoons on the bottom.
Oh, water
Waterwalk.
Waterwalk.
Yeah,
That's
Waterwalk.
it.
Like, I don't think Transformers has done a seaplane like that, have they?
I don't think so.
Unless it was G2 Power Dive. Because he's a Kosar, but he's got pontoons underneath.
Pontoons.
Maybe he was the very first, like, Transformer that actually did that. Very interesting.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I think we have. I don't know. I can't think of any other ice, Arctic, that time of the year.
No, I think
robots like that.
we plowed through this and we
I will say one thing.
figured them out.
It amazes me that no one has done a Santa Claus and reindeer transformer.
Oh, didn't they do a Prime?
That
They,
Target.
they, they,
exclusive,
they, did,
yeah.
they did the holiday prime from that. That was the first use of that Volvo mode.
Yeah.
Mode that was supposed to have been for Amazon, but never came through.
Such a disappointment. That could have been the Sure Shot, aka Hero Optimus Prime. All they had to do is change the trailer into like a freaking missile launcher.
Or at least give us the right colors anyway. I would have taken that.
That or just ditch the entire trailer in general and just throw a missile launcher rack or something on the back. Like, hello, complete easy thing to do. Why didn't that happen? Instead, we got Candy Cane Prime.
Well, now they have the Target Prime, which would have been good in Christmas colors.
I wish they had used that Volvo Prime for that instead of the Laser Optimus version.
Yeah, the what is that called? A Freightliner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it. I don't know.
Would have been.
I'm looking at one right now, and I'm like, eh. He comes with the Ravage, doesn't he? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but it's not the Target dog.
Yeah.
Is that? Does it even have a name?
Spot.
It's Spot.
Spot
Or
is
Bullseye?
because
Oh
of the
no, Bullseye.
no, it's Bullseye. Bullseye. Sorry.
Bullseye. Oh, okay.
Bullseye. Oh boy.
I'm
There's
trying
a
to think. Are there
market
any more
right there.
Transformers that were like Christmas themed, other than maybe World's Smallest Dinobots?
Those were neat.
Yeah.
And you talk about hard to get. And the funny thing is they were in G2 colors.
Mm-hmm. But they also did Grimlock in green.
Yeah, but the thing is it had the little fabric hat. And I think it even had a nose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little Rudolph nose.
Did any of them have reindeer horns?
Yeah, I think so. I had all of them, but my gosh, they were... You talk about brittle. Oh my gosh. I was afraid to they would break.
I'm just trying to think if there's any other Christmas themed stuff like that.
They did Christmas ornaments, didn't they? They would
Yeah,
have been
Hallmark. I've got Optimus Prime right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they did ornaments.
But I'm talking about like actual toys. Like I can't think of anything really offhand. Man, I know they did the Christmas ornaments, the primes that were the candy cane one. Yeah, where's our transforming Optimus Prime that turns into a sleigh and then I don't know, has Bumblebee that turns into a reindeer pulling on a sleigh. Like, come on, where's that
Maybe
at?
they can retool that upcoming feudal Japan ox cart with ox and cart Optimus Prime into a Santa Claus one.
I would actually be very interested to see how that would turn out.
Okay, I didn't know this.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
I didn't know that. This is my first time seeing that holiday
Oh.
Prime with the candy cane.
Oh yeah, the from the Volvo mold.
That's awful.
And what's
That's
funny
wonderful.
is it's got fake snow, literally painted all over it. They didn't just leave it like the colors of the truck. They wanted to make it look like it was snow falling on the truck.
These guys candy cane gun. That's neat. We're not gonna have a candy cane matrix. What's up with that?
No, the Matrix is
Looks like it's orange.
no,
Is
the
it red?
Matrix is a chocolate orange.
Yeah. Well, they definitely should have put a Santa hat on him. That's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, why couldn't they have done that? Because they could have easily stored it in the trailer somewhere.
Just stick a hat on him.
That this should have been I don't know. They could have molded a bunch of energon bricks or something that were wrapped together as presents or something in the back.
Well, you could have also done included a beard from that one panel in the one UK comic.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
Missed opportunities.
so many missed opportunities. But they always take the lazy way out. Okay, third parties, you guys hear us? Please do that. That'd be
You
funny.
do everything else.
That or I don't know.
Now
Have
see, now see. Here's a what's that called? Reaction,
Hmm.
and they did a Christmas prime.
Yeah.
They put
okay.
more thought into that.
Yeah, I forgot about that
The
reaction
coloring.
prime.
Yeah, that looks Christmassy.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't do that with an Ultimates Prime.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I just think it's awfully weird that they didn't go above and beyond on some of that. They could have easily like repainted Bumblebee or like I don't know, give him like painting
Well,
actually like gold or something like a bulb off a tree or something like that, and give him like a green Santa hat or
for
something.
some reason, I see Bumblebee, and he would have to be like Rudolph. He would have to have the antlers and the nose because he's there to assist. Rudolph assisted Santa. Bumblebee assists Prime. Kind of be like a second.
Hmm.
So just give him a little nose on his VW hood and slap some antlers to it, and it'll look like some of the cars driving around here.
Yeah, I see that all the time around here, like with people driving Jeeps.
Oh,
They'll
don't get me started on the ducks.
not just the ducks, but it's the fact that
That's
they
the
take their
dumbest thing I've
tire,
ever seen.
they take their spare tire and they'll literally wrap Christmas lights around it and turn it
You
into
want
a
to do something
wreath.
funny? You want to do something funny? The next time you see someone with a duck on their Jeep,
Mm-hmm.
just ask them why. Ask them why. 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, I don't know, because
It's
everyone else is doing it.
Uh,
yeah, I like. Do you guys actually know the real reason behind it?
Do I really care?
Probably not. It's supposed to be a community thing. It's supposed to bring the whole Jeep community together by giving people a duck.
Oh yeah.
And I
Here's
just
your
found
sub.
another
Here's
thing.
your subpar car, and you can add a duck to it.
Apparently, I didn't know this, but BotBots made a freaking Christmas tree.
oh, I never
Heck yeah!
really messed with bots, but that's cool.
I know they do a Christmas present. I know they had one of those.
Well, there's a Christmas tree. I didn't even know this. I was looking up Christmas Transformers. I was like, oh, there's a freaking tree. That's great. That's actually kind of funny. Yeah, I can't think of anything else Christmassy that Transformers has done other than, like you said, like the ornaments, and then the few that we've picked out.
Mm-hmm.
Like back in G1, there was only the UK comic that had the Christmas episode, right? Or not episode, but issue. I don't think there was anything in the
I'm trying to
US
think of Marvel, and I
comics.
can't think of anything.
Hmm. Yes, very lackluster in the wintry department with Transformers. Considering that's the time of year everybody gets them.
True.
That is kind of lackluster.
Now I remember. I was looking at this. I was trying to remember because you were talking about the world's smallest, and that how they had two different color Grimlocks,
Hmm.
and I couldn't remember why. But now I just saw it, and it reminded me. So the blue one was the single pack, and then the green one came with Swoop. It was a 2-pack.
That's that's right. I couldn't remember if it was a 2-pack or if it was the gift set, because I think there was a gift set as well, but I don't think it came in the Christmas colors.
No, these were what they called their stocking stuffers, and they did the 2-pack. And I'm looking, and they did the Grimlock, they did the 2-pack with Swoop. And I thought they did the others, but I'm not seeing them because they did Snarl, but I can't remember if they did him in Christmas. I want to say they did.
That's what I thought they did too, but
But I'm looking, and the only thing I'm finding is the G2 Colors 2-pack, but it wasn't Christmas themed. Yeah, this is their stocking stuffer, and it is. Oh yeah, so they did the red Snarl with the clear Sludge,
oh, that's right.
but they didn't have like a Santa hat and all that like the first ones did. So I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd consider that Christmas theme, in my opinion.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider that one Christmas theme either. Because, I mean, the Christmas theme ones literally had Christmas stuff on the box, which was
Right.
pretty great. Like, I mean, like the Grimlock here. You can't get any more Santa Claus Christmassy than that.
Well, we still got another week, so we got at least another show before the Christmas time.
That's very true. So
we got more stuff we can talk about then.
that's very, very, very true. So, I guess we're going to get around here and say our last final thoughts and then pop out of here and let everybody have their evening and talk to them about this stuff next week. Hopefully Cyber will be here.
No. Not everybody. It's simple.
That's right. Good night, everybody. GoBots were first.
Good night, guys. See y'all next week.
Everyone take care. Stay safe.
Oh boy.